Good morning, students. Our point of discussion was quantitative estimation in organic compounds, in which we have seen Lebig's method or combustion method of finding out percentage of carbon and hydrogen. Today, we will see how to find out the percentage of nitrogen by Dumas method and Geldahl's method. All right. So there are two methods. One method is Dumas method. Of estimation of nitrogen, and second is Geldahl's method of estimation of nitrogen. So in Dumas method, what we do, first of all we will see the process and then we will see practical case study or numerical. Just like in combustion method we were using oxygen, in Dumas method we will be using a reducing environment, that means carbon dioxide. The tube will be remaining same. There will be tube. There will be a tube in which heating will be done. This heating can be done externally or it can be done electrically also. In whatever method, heating has to be done. What has to be heated? The organic compound. Organic compound is heated in presence of some carbon particles and copper oxide. Now what happens? Of course, in the atmosphere of carbon dioxide, we give an atmosphere of carbon dioxide. It gives a reducing environment. This carbon dioxide and carbon gives reducing environment. Now, the nitrogen present in the organic compound in the form of nitrates or amines, they react with copper and forms nitrogen gas and copper oxide is formed. Now from where does copper come? Copper comes from here. Okay, when you heat, it forms CO2 and Cu. Now this nitrogen is absorbed in a nitrometer. Okay, it is absorbed in a nitrometer. This is just a stand where this tube can be kept, nitrometer can be kept. And here volume can be measured in milliliter. Inside this, water is filled in. Now, from the other side, the CO2 gas which comes out is absorbed in KOH solution, which is not required. Okay, CO2 is absorbed in KOH. So here this CO2 is not required. It is just for absorbing it, so that atmosphere does not get polluted. Now, when the nitrogen gas comes and pressurizes this water, then the volume of water decreases. Say if the initial volume of the water was, this much, then due to the absorption of nitrogen, the volume of the water rises. So whatever volume of the water rises, that is the volume of nitrogen gas which is absorbed in the water. Okay. Also keep in mind that N2 does not react with water. So what happens? The rise in the level of water gives volume of N2 gas collected. Now we know that at STP, at standard temperature and pressure, 22.4 liter of any gas or 22400 milliliter of any gas will be equal to its molar weight, that is equal to 28 gram for nitrogen. Now using this relation, we can find out what is the weight of the nitrogen obtained here. Using the relation of the volume, we can find out what is the weight of nitrogen found here. Okay. But the experimental condition is not the same. It is not the same as in case of standard temperature and pressure. So in this case, this volume which we get is not standard volume. It is not VSTP. So to get VSTP, we have to apply the formula of combined gas equation. So what we do? We apply the equation P1V1 by T1 equal to P2V2 by T2, wherein we find out V2 as volume at standard temperature and pressure. This we take as volume at STP. And this V1, P1, V1 and T1 we take experimental. Alright. So with this we find out the volume obtained at STP. And after we get the volume obtained at STP, we can find out the weight of nitrogen. And if we know the sample weight of the organic compound, then we can find out the percentage of nitrogen also. Now, to understand this further, we will require to take a question in which some values will be given. So I will take a question. So after solving this question, the process of Dumas method will become more clear to you. A question says, in Dumas method, estimation of nitrogen, 0.3 gram of an organic compound gave 50 milliliter of nitrogen. Alright, so it is given. The question you can see, which I am going to put as infographics here. I will put the picture of the question so that less space is required to be used in the board. So it is given in the question say if it is given that weight of the organic compound which we will write as sample weight, always we will write sample weight, okay, is equal to 3 gram given. What else is given? It gave 50 milliliter of nitrogen. It gave 50 milliliter of nitrogen. So V1 is equal to 50 ml. It is not standard. Okay. So we got a volume of nitrogen collected which is equal to 50 ml and sample weight is actually 0.3 gram. Alright, very less quantity of sample is taken so that combustion becomes easy. It gave out 50 milliliter of nitrogen, but it was not in standard condition. Then what was the value of P1? Definitely in the question the value of P1 and value of T1 should also be given. Okay, value of P1 given is 715 millimeter of Hg, 715 millimeter of Hg, and temperature given is equal to 300 Kelvin. Okay. Also it is given that aqueous tension is pressure due to moisture. It is, the meaning of this is pressure due to moisture is equal to 15 mm of Hg. It is given in the question itself. So actual P1 should be equal to 715 minus 15 equal to 700 mm. The pressure due to the moisture, that is deducted. Okay, this value is given in terms of aqueous tension, and aqueous tension means pressure due to moisture. All right, moisture also is a kind of a gas. So moisture in the form like the water vapor rather. All right, due to water vapor, steam or moisture is equal to 15 mm of Hg. So this is deducted from here so that you get the pressure of nitrogen only. Now we know the value of P2 at standard condition. We know the value of temperature at standard condition. We have to find out the volume at standard condition. Standard pressure is 760 mm of Hg. All right. Standard pressure is always 760 mm of Hg, and standard temperature is 273 Kelvin. So if this process is clear, I can erase it so that I can get some space now. I am thinking of purchasing a digital board so that wiping of board timing can be reduced. It becomes too dirty. The white color becomes dirty. I have to use wet mop all the time. Now again I will dry it using a dry mop. So this is P1 is known to us. We are using the formula P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2. So this is at STP, okay, at standard temperature and pressure. This is at experimental condition. So P1 is equal to 700. V1 is 50 ml. T1 is 300 Kelvin. This side P2 is 760 mm of Hg. V2 we have to find out. That means it is volume at STP, volume at standard temperature and pressure, divided by standard temperature is always 273 Kelvin. So in this way we can find out V2 or V STP, volume at standard temperature and pressure. This will be equal to 700 multiplied by 50 multiplied by 273 divided by 300 multiplied by 760. So this comes out to be 41.9 milliliter. Now we know that 2 from mole concept, isn't it? From mole concept we know that 22400 milliliter of any gas, here we are taking off nitrogen, will be equal to 28 gram of nitrogen. So 1 ml of N2 will be equal to 28 divided by 22400 gram. This is gram, this is ml. So therefore 41.9 ml of N2 will be equal to 28 multiplied by 41.9 divided by 22400 gram ml divided by ml will be equal to, always show the units, because if you do not show the units at the end, then half marks is deducted. Alright, so it comes out to be 0.0524 gram. 0.0524 gram. Now we can find out the percentage. We know weight of nitrogen. So percentage of nitrogen will be equal to weight of nitrogen divided by sample weight into 100. This will be equal to 0.0524 divided by sample weight was 0.3 into 100. This will be equal to 17.46 gram or 17.46 percentage. Alright. So in this way we can find out the percentage of nitrogen using Dumas method. So which method we have used? We have used Dumas method. So there is a very interesting story related with this and my career. Once upon a time it so happened that I used to work as an analytical chemist for a steel plant, wherein mostly I had to do carbon and hydrogen and carbon sulfur analysis. Alright, how much of carbon and sulfur is there in the steel. Now it so happened that due to some reason I had to shift to agroveterinary industry. In agroveterinary industry, proteins are used. So you have to find out how much of protein is present in any compound, and for that you require to know the percentage of nitrogen. Alright. So since there was a gap of my passing out of the subject and doing work, so when you keep on working for a particular method, you forget the basic concepts. So the basic concept of finding out the percentage of nitrogen, it went out of my mind. So in the interview, the interviewer asked me that if you are given a small grain of chicken pea, if you are given a small piece of ground nut or chicken pea, how will you find out how much of protein is there in that? Okay, so I did not have any answer. So the interviewer, he understood that I have forgotten the basics, and he asked me to go back to class 11th topic once and then reappear the next day. So I was trying to find out in the whole textbook where is the method of finding percentage of protein in a sample given. So it was found nowhere. And at that time, Google search engine was not that prominent. So I had to go to College Street to buy books of analytical chemistry, and there I found out that first of all, the percentage of nitrogen is found out, okay, by Geldahl's method or Dumas method, and after that this percentage of nitrogen percentage of nitrogen is compared with any standard sample of protein. So by correlating the percentage of nitrogen in a standard sample, we can find out that how much of protein could be there in a food sample or in a raw material of a food sample which contains protein. So in your industrial life, if you go for chemical engineering, if you go for biotechnology, if you go for microbiology, these methods will be very much useful. Okay, these are the methods by which you do the research work in chemistry. So this should not be skipped at all. Okay, I told you this story because it has direct relation with the career in chemistry. Although nowadays there are many analyzers with that you can find out the percentage of nitrogen, carbon and hydrogen, but still, even to use those analyzers, you need to prepare solution and you need to know the basic wet chemistry. I said wet chemistry, WET, wet, in which lots of solvent and solutions are used. Alright. So next topic is Geldahl's method. So I will be making a separate video for Geldahl's method because I want you to focus on Dumas method completely. Alright. So Geldahl's method I will be making in a separate video. Okay. Thank you.